Hey friend, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be getting into the topic of how much does it cost to start an assisted living business in 2024 and beyond. If you're interested in knowing how much it's going to cost you to start up, make sure you stick around and we'll get into that in today's video. Hey everybody, I'm Brandon Gustafson. I own and operate 2 assisted living facilities, and I created this channel to help people just like you learn the ins and outs of investing in assisted living. Welcome to Assisted Living Investing. As I mentioned in today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about how much does it cost to start an assisted living business in 2024. But before I get into that, I wanted to remind you to get over to the website, assistedlivinginvesting.net. You can get access to our free underwriting calculator, which is going to give you a lot of really good information about exactly how much it costs to start that business and how you can underwrite that and have a successful program going forward. We also have the Assisted Living Accelerator course on the website. So make sure you get over there. If you're wanting to kind of get started on your journey, this course is going to help you out a ton in getting you on the right track to investing in assisted living. Again, that's assistedlivinginvesting.net. Now let's get into the topic for today's video. We're going to be talking about how much does it cost to start an assisted living business in 2024. And I did a video about this previously, and so we're going to talk a lot about the same things, but there's a few different ways that you can get into this business, and each of those methods have a slightly different starting point to how much it's going to cost you to start your own assisted living business here this year. So a lot of this is actually going to be dependent on the type of funding that you are going to get to start your assisted living business. There's a few different options here. There's SBA, which is the route that I've gone and I'm really comfortable with and can teach you along that process really easily. There's a conventional mortgage, which is kind of like a traditional mortgage that you would see if you were buying a house. There is kind of partnering that you could go with, and there's also hard money. So each of these are going to have different levels of commitment. With the SBA, what you're going to be looking at there is, they'll tell you as low as 10%, but my experience is it's going to be probably closer to 20%. For my facilities that I purchased, it was like 17, 18% down is what we ended up putting down to purchase our facilities. So it kind of gives you an idea of what that's going to look like as far as a down payment, 17 to 18% with the SBA. When you go a conventional route, it's probably going to be up like 25 to 30%. Because this is an investment property. This isn't a single family home that you're living in. Now, if you're doing a conversion, that's a different story. Maybe you already own the home and you're doing the conversion. So that could be very different here. But if you're purchasing a home and you're going to do a conversion on it yourself, you're going to need to do 25 to 30% down. If you are using hard money is going to be a little bit different because there's not necessarily always going to be an asset that they are leveraging. Sometimes it will be an unsecured line of credit. It won't be secured by real estate. So that's something you want to be aware of. I've typically seen the conversations I've had is they'll want 0 to 10% down. So you could plan on it being about 5%, for example. And then if you're doing a partnership, which is also something that I did, I went the SBA route, but I partnered with my dad who had money through a HELOC to get started, and I didn't have to put any money into it. I just had sweat equity that I brought to the deal and did all the underwriting and worked everything with the lender and all of that process together. That's what I brought to the deal, not money. And so I was able to get into it for 0 down. Okay, so now let's do a little bit of math on here, and this is a little bit dangerous, but I want to kind of give you an idea so you can see exactly what these percentages mean. Let's just say everything we're doing here is $1 million home. Let's make the math really easy. So we're buying $1 million home. Now, if I'm doing this on an SBA loan, it's going to be 20% down. I'm looking at $200,000 down for my payment. If I'm doing a conventional route and I'm buying $1 million home for 30% down, I'm looking at $300,000 down. If I am going the route of hard money and I need to put 5% into it, in that scenario, I need to put $50,000 down. And then if I'm going the partnership route where I'm not bringing any money, but I'm doing the sweat equity, $0. It's that simple. So you can kind of see what that looks like. Now, where that is a little bit different is if you're going the SBA route, you're probably going to be purchasing an already existing facility. And as you do that, it's going to be slightly more because you're buying the real estate and a business. If you're buying just the single family home, you might be able to get something for a little bit less. So let's say that you're able to purchase that single family home at $750,000. Now your 30% is going to be $225,000 down. So that $225,000 at a $750,000 home versus $200,000 for $1 million existing home and business, that's a little bit more comparable. But then you're going to also have to put some money in to do some of the renovations. You're going to have the startup costs of starting a facility that come when you're doing a conventional mortgage. You're probably going to have that come out of your pocket. So it might end up being a little bit more if you go that route. But that's just a way for you to kind of see exactly what that's going to look like for you and kind of help you plan how much these things are going to cost you as you get into it. So which of these options is best for you? And really it's going to depend. There's pros and cons for each of them. And I've talked about that in previous videos as well. And we'll link those videos up above so you can watch those to get a feel for the different pros and cons of it. Does it make sense to purchase the existing business and start running and hit the ground running so you can really start moving things forward? Or does it make a little bit more sense for you to buy something or have a house that you can do the conversion on? And there's a lot that goes into that, but it can also be really exciting and really rewarding. You can get it exactly how you want it to be to run your facility. Those are really your two big main things. We're going to talk about that in a future video here as well. So make sure you like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you get notified when we put out that other content here on the channel. What I really suggest that you do though is start talking with lenders, start getting a feel for what their different loan products are. Talk to different SBA lenders, talk to different mortgage, local credit unions, local banks, and see what they have available. When I was purchasing one of my businesses, my business that failed called Novus Health, what I did, I needed to get SBA funding. And so I did an internet search to figure out who all of the different SBA lenders were in my area. I created a list of them, and then I started cold calling and saying, hey, I'm doing this franchise business. I have a business plan. I have my underwriting. It looks really good. This is what I would like. This is how much money I need for it. What's your application process like? And then we would have conversations back and forth. And I ended up being able to apply to about 10 different banks and credit unions. And ultimately we found one that wanted to work with us. And so it's kind of going through that process. You're going to do the same thing with a local credit union or a local bank. The more that you can build in that business plan, that underwriting, that you're really confident and comfortable with the numbers, the more confident you're going to be when you have that conversation with a lender, whether it's SBA or more conventional. But having that confidence is going to make it a much better experience for you as you try to get the funding that you need to purchase and start your own assisted living business and your own assisted living home. So it's something that you really should be spending a lot of time doing and trying to figure out how to build and cultivate those relationships, because you never know what's going to happen. The other thing I would tell you is that you're going to get told no, and you have to just be okay with that it's okay to be told no. And just because one bank or one credit union tells you no, it doesn't mean that all of the other ones are going to tell you no. They all have different criteria. And so the more that you get out and start talking with them and building those relationships, the more likely you are to find somebody faster and get started on your own assisted living business. With that said, at its core, though, what we just talked about with those amounts going from anywhere from $0 to $200,000, $350,000, depending on the amount of money that you need to purchase the home for, is what it's going to cost you to start your assisted living business in 2024. It's going to be the same in future years as well. So it's something that you want to just kind of be aware of. It really is contingent on how much you're purchasing the thing for. And then you're going to look at what percentage down do I need to put to get the loan with the bank. That's what's going to help you get there. Does residential assisted living sound interesting to you, but you don't know how to get started? At assistedlivinginvesting.net, we are here to help you through the process, start to finish. I want to thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell so you get notified. We put out content multiple times a week, and I do lives, and I'd love to have you there. Also, get over to the website, assistedlivinginvesting.net, so you can get access to our free underwriting calculator to help you along your investment journey. And remember, it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. If you keep going step by step by step, I promise you, you're going to be successful. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.